Welcome to an overview of Bowen Engineering's success in the setting of absorber recycle pumps at the TVA Avitech FGD project at Bull Run. Bull Run marked the second major project in TVA's comprehensive FGD program. For the previous project at TVA Paradise, a subcontractor performed the setting of the absorber recycle pumps. At Bull Run, Bowen was responsible for self-performing this work. The Bowen team was responsible for the delivery, storage, and installation of 9 absorber recycle pumps. These large pumps weighed over 45,000 pounds each. It was important to effectively manage resources like the Manitowoc 999 crane and to take steps to ensure that the other construction work continued safely and without disruption. Bowen developed a detailed schedule that included coordination of pump deliveries, initial storage locations, and specific work activities to make certain that this project was completed safely and efficiently. Bowen's attention to detail promptly uncovered a dimensional error that could have caused major delays if not addressed proactively.
One of the key factors that happened here that proves the importance of not only having that pre-plan, but also following through with the make certains and the checks on that occurred with our bolts for the recycle pumps. We're using 2-inch diameter bolts, and it was discovered through our make certains that the original bolts fabricated for the site were fabricated approximately 2 inches short of what they should be. Guys double check dimensions in the field. What took place was the vendor frankly misfabricated the bolts based off of approved shop drawings. That check taking place upstream of the work operations allowed us to get the bolts refabricated into the site prior to the installation of the pumps. Without the bolts at the time of the delivery of the pumps, we would have had to set the pump off, put it in temporary storage. Then when we were able to get the new fabricated bolts, pick the pump up, stick the bolts on the base of the pump, and then set the pump on the base. So, you have a tremendous amount of man hours associated with that, not to mention the use of the 999 crane that we've had here at the site.
Bowen's pre-planning caught a potential problem early enough that it was able to be identified and addressed prior to the arrival of the recycle pumps with no impact on delivery scheduling. Another key to the team's success was an innovative improvement to the way that anchor bolt grout pockets were formed and kept clean and free of debris.
Munier gave us some pointers on some problems they had at Paradise with the shear pocket holes for the pumps. What they did up there is they used some concrete form or concrete cylinders to block out the voids for the shear pockets. They also commented on the problems they had with removing the material from inside the pocket and actually protecting it until we grouted the holes there later on in the project. So myself and Joe Lamb sat down and thought back to previous materials we used at Synergy Gibson. It's called Stayform, which is an extruded metal, and we contacted our vendor who supplies that stuff and asked what the chances of rolling the Stayform up into a cylinder needed for that shear pocket. The vendor tried it and said they thought it might work, so they sent some sheets out. We ended up rolling the Stayform around some pipe, securing it in place, and then staying them vertical in the forms, and we're going to try to use that for our shear pocket forms. The real savings was in the end. Once we actually place the Stayform and pour it, we're basically done. With the cardboard forms, you have to go back in and pull them back out and clean up the mess the cardboard makes. But with this stuff here, it's the Stayform allows just enough cream of concrete to get through where there's no bush hammering needed or no other prep work done. Basically, you pour it, pull your, we had some pipe in there to help hold the Stayform in place during the placement of the concrete. Pull that out, clean a little bit outside of it, and you were finished basically until you're ready to set your pumps. We actually set up a little mock trial. We formed one of these up in a little 2x2 form, just off on the side. Went ahead and poured it and placed an actual anchor bolt inside of there. Had one made up just for this purpose. Grouted it, let it set for 2 days, and put a tension test on it with our material quality people here, and it passed with flying colors. Actually, Avitech seemed to like it after that, and I thought it was a really good idea. Rick Munier and Gary Vite also commented at Paradise the problems they had with the getting trash and water and whatnot into the holes prior to grouting them. They pretty much uncovered the holes, set the pumps, and pumps sat there for several months until they were ready to be grouted. So here we do about that. So as soon as we poured these foundations, as soon as we wrecked the forms, we took plywood, cut little pieces, and placed them over the holes for protection of that. And they basically sat like that, and were covered up to prevent any trash or debris from getting inside of them until the day we set the pumps. We covered them, set the pumps in there with the anchor bolts down in the shear pockets, and then we took the same plywood covers we had, drilled a hole in them, and cut them in half to utilize those to wrap around the actual bolts that went inside there. So they should be covered now and be free from collecting trash and debris until we're ready to grout them down the road.
Bowen's planning efforts are team-wide. In addition to gathering valuable information from lessons learned, Bowen also solicits valuable input from the people that understand the work best, the skilled craft that puts the work in place.
I've been at TVA now for about 2 years for different contractors. I've been with Bowen now for about 6 months. Bowen is very organized as far as pre-planning and organizational skills, and they really make it easy for the people in the field because of the organizational skills. We have a pre-planning operation plan that we go through for each step that we do, and it's like with previous contractors, seems like they don't instill that in their workforce. They just say, here it is, go do it. We have drawings available to us, so we checked all the dimensions, verified all dimensions of anchor bolts and the width and length of the pumps versus the pads that they set on. So we wrote up an operation plan to coincide with that, and therefore the whole crew was involved in that. Whereas we wrote the foreman and I wrote the operation plan, then we presented it to the craftsman.
Bowen's budget for this operation was $44,181. By utilizing production management and a detailed operation plan, the Bowen team was able to complete the work for $22,662, a 49% budget saving. The team estimates that it invested approximately $1,200 in the planning of the pump setting operation. The resulting $21,000 savings represents a remarkable 1,900% return on investment. Bowen Engineering is committed to continuous improvement. By using production management and emphasizing thorough planning of the work, Bowen is able to drive down costs, reduce waste, and address potential problems before they impact schedules and cost.
Everybody likes to be asked how you would do it. So when you lay this in front of the craftsmen, they feel part of the team, and that's what we've established here, is a team. And Bowen has initiated that as a team project. So when you bring a team together and everybody's on the same page, everything runs a whole lot smoother.